G'day. So today I'm going to walk you through the setup of some basic web experiments using Sitecore Personalize. And to start with, this is the website that we're going to be running our experiments on. The brand is a fictional brand called Cover Insurance. It's a fairly typical website you might expect from an insurance provider. It has a range of insurance products here, and each of these product pages features a call to action to get a quote. So given we're selling insurance, the objective with our experiments is to try and drive more traffic, more visitors through to our product pages and then through to actually request a quote. So now let's jump into Sitecore Personalize. And because we're running some basic web experiments, I've already set up some basic web templates. So web templates are, as the name suggests, templates that are created so that digital marketers, non-coders can come in and quickly create experiments. So typically a template is made up of HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and it enables the structure to be put in place so that the marketer can just input their different values that they want to present within the web experience. So let me just show you a couple that I've created here. So we have a template for updating the homepage hero background image. And in this case, we're just using JavaScript to swap out the background image within our template, such as this. And then for the marketer, all they need to do is put in the URL of the background image. Show you a different example. We've got our homepage hero H1 and tagline. And so similarly, in this case, it's HTML, and we've got some placeholders put in here to define the values that the marketers can then add within the template to set a different H1 and a different tagline in their experiment. So I've similarly built a number of these web templates that which we'll utilize within the different experiments that I've set up. So the templates are created. Let's go over now to our list of experiments. And there's a few here that I'll walk you through. They're currently paused, so I can show you all the different build configuration options, and then we'll publish them live. So we'll start with the home image test. So as I said at the start, we're trying to drive more visitors through to our products and then through to the quote page. So in this case, let's test using a different background image. If a different image here is going to be more effective at driving traffic through to our product page. We've got the different image selected. It's this one just here. So within our experiment, because this experiment has been running, it's got some performance data already starting to come through, which is nice. But we'll go to our build screen, and here we can see we've got a traditional A/B test experiment set up with the original as the control and one variant where we're changing the background image. So if I jump into here, this experiment is using our web template where somebody has already come in and added the different background image. And from here, we can preview. And as you can see, here's our homepage hero using a different background image. This is a really useful debugger tool over here on the left. We can see all the different attributes of the experiment. They all get a tick, which means everything is working as expected. And we can quickly toggle between our original and our variant to check that everything's working correctly. So that all looks good. So we have our variant set up, we can save that. And there's a couple more minimum things we need to configure before the experiment is ready to run. The first one is page targeting. So we only want this experiment to start to run on the home page. So the URL needs to start with this, and it needs to not match our other top level sections within the site. So this experiment will only show on the home page. You've got various options for building out your page targeting rules here, including regex, which can be quite handy. Filter will show you with a different experiment that I've set up, and the goal is the other critical thing. So in order to determine which variant is performing the best, you need a goal. In this case, the goal is a page view of the products page, and so the winning variant is the one with the highest percentage of views of the product page. So that experiment is now set up and good to start. Well, the only other thing I'll point out is that we've got the optimized traffic allocation method, which just means that Sitecore works out which variant to send the traffic to. Okay, this experiment is now publishing. Let me show you a couple more that I've set up. Thank you. So that was our background image. Let's also test a different heading and tagline. Again, we can jump straight into our build screen. Again, we've got a traditional A/B style test with one variant in play. We'll jump into that to see what we've configured here. Again, this is using a web template. So all we need to plug in as a marketer is a H1, a different H1 and a different tagline. So if we check our homepage, this is what it currently says. The heading is fairly long, and this is nice tagline, but it doesn't clearly describe the products that we've got on offer. So instead, let's shorten down our H1 and let's use a tagline that clearly outlines, here's the different insurance products on offer. Let's preview how that looks. Okay, short and to the point. Great, and we can do the same debugging and testing that we looked at with the first experiment. But that all looks fine. Jump back here again, we're targeting the homepage only, and again, we need to specify a goal. We haven't set one up, but in this case, it would be exactly the same, driving traffic through to the products page. I'll just show you some of the other options for setting goals. It's pretty flexible. So we've been using a page view based goal, but you can also use any of these other types, including a custom goal, which means that if you're set up any kind of custom event tracking, you can set that to be your goal and look at the performance of your variants towards generating that goal, whether it's a click on a particular tool, downloading a PDF, filling in a form, any of those types of things can all be easily configured as goals. So that experiment is good to start as well. Now note, because we haven't set a goal, it gives us a warning, which means that you're never really going to know which variant is performing best, but let's start that anyway. Gives us another warning here. Jump out of that, jump over to another experiment. So we've tested driving traffic from the home page through to the product page. Now let's test driving traffic from a product page through to the quote page itself. If we just take a look at one of our product pages, you can see that it's got a get a quote call to action. So this button here is what we're going to be targeting with our next experiment. Quote calculator call to action on the auto shield page is the product page we'll be looking at. Jump to our build screen. In this case, we've got two variants set up. So this is where optimized traffic allocation really comes to play. And again, that just lets Sitecore allocate traffic so that you get results quicker. So we've got two different variants. The first one is changing the button text. So the default is get quote. Let's test a different call to action button. Let's test it saying free quote. Preview that. Okay, free quote it is. And we do have another variant, which is button color. So as you can see, we don't need to run separate experiments for each different type of thing we want to test. We can bundle multiple variants together into the one test. So that looks good. We've got our two different variants set up. This is just using a web template as well, where we just define a background and a text, a background color and a text color. Again, no coding needed for the marketer that's creating this experiment. We're targeting our auto shield page, and we've set up a goal of click-throughs to the quote calculator page. So again, it's a page view based goal. Okay, that's set up and ready to go as well. So we'll start that. As you can see, setting up experiments is pretty quick and easy, and once you've done one, it's pretty easy to create many. I think the last experiment I'll show you is this alert bar experiment, and in this experiment we'll look at setting some conditions. So in our build screen, we've got our control, we've got our variant, which in this case we're using one of the out-of-the-box web templates. So I showed you how I've created my own custom web templates. Sitecore Personalize also comes with a range of out-of-the-box templates. In this case, it's a alert bar, which you've got configuration options here to move it around the screen, change the look and feel if you wish, and obviously change the text. So in this case, we're still driving traffic through to the quote page, but offering a discount for new customers today only. So you can configure all of this. That looks good. We can preview it. It's on the home guard page only. Looks good. Let's go back into here to our build screen, targeting the home guard page. Okay, we've set up a filter here so that we only want to show this experiment to certain types of visitors that pass a certain condition. So in this case, we're only wanted to show to visitors who have visited this home guard page within the last 5 days more than twice. So the use case here is that you're only targeting visitors that have shown a reasonable amount of interest. Okay, they might be considering the product quite carefully, but not quite ready to make a decision to get a quote. Hopefully this prompt, this alert bar, will get more visitors through. And you can configure this. You can use other conditions as well. If I edit this and clear that out, I'll show you some of the other out-of-the-box conditions. So you've got geographic targeting conditions. You've got conditions regarding the day of the week. If they've come in via various types of campaign tracking, links that you might have in market, device, operating system, start, first page view, and so forth. So various out-of-the-box conditions, and of course you can build your own conditions as well. But we only want to target visitors who have visited our Cova home guard page within the last 5 days more than twice. Okay, pretty simple. Just means that it's not going to show for everybody. And we've set up our filter, set up our goal, and that experiment is also good to start. So there you have it, a few simple web experiments set up using web templates, but once those templates have been configured, very quick and easy for your marketers to come in, create a range of different experiments. And as you can see, once the experiments are running, you get a range of data here showing the performance of the different variants. And once each experiment has the required minimum volume of traffic, then you'll get a winner in terms of which experiment was more effective at achieving the goal that you'd set.